We're gonna talk about this restaurant life. So let's get into it tonight. It's a blessing as well as strife. So grab your fork and get your knife. Cause there's so much more to this restaurant life. Yeah, there's so much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
That's the right person to have.
Yeah. Do you think, man? It's cool.
Yeah, that's the right person to have.
It's got
Absolutely, it is.
Shit.
No, when these people will judge on that stuff too,
Yeah, right?
as they should. You know, same thing with like our pictures and shit online, like our Instagram and stuff like that. I'm out there on my belly, you know, ass up in the air, knee up, trying to get like the perfect shot.
Well, that's the
If
game.
that's not exactly centered, labeled, or slightly turned, I'm like, shit, we got to retake it.
That's the game.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to be attractive online, and you know,
That's a huge part of our business
Mhm.
is getting that out there, exposure,
yeah,
and people can tell if you don't give a shit about it. If you're just putting up a photo.
Oh,
If
yeah.
You're just, you know,
yeah.
throwing
You
up
can
a
tell
lame
all
video.
I can tell all the pictures that it's just a quick snap, and not
Yeah.
to say that those are poor human beings or anything like that, but it's like
They didn't care.
they didn't care about that, you know, about their social media presence, I guess, you know.
Yeah, and that's weird to say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the times we live in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is what drives most of the marketing,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so when you see it, it's not up to snuff.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you didn't.
Right.
You
It
didn't.
took a couple extra minutes and edited that and shaped it, cropped it, and
Mhm.
then posted
Put in
it.
a different light. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man. Are you good to go?
Perfect.
All right.
Good idea. I will too.
Well, I should do that too.
It's 10:30. I'll have. No, I don't really. I text Zach. Zach from Artisan, our TG guy. You know Zach probably.
We go through Artisan.
Yeah, Zach probably is the one who would take care of you then.
Okay.
I would think,
I don't-
unless you just order straight
Well,
through Johnson.
It's through Johnson.
It is okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
I write the check darts.
Okay. Yep. Zach, and then Zach Camuller, and then Tim Mueller from Northern Beverage Distribution.
Tim Mueller.
Mm-hmm.
I went to high school with a guy named Tim Mueller. I wonder if it's the same dude.
Lewards?
Prior Lake.
Nope.
No, different.
No.
Different Tim Mueller.
Yep.
Mueller.
Yep. He's a Catholic boy.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
That's my dog, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably has a lot of guilt about things.
Exactly.
Let's try. Okay, let's start. Let's just start this up by trying. Let's try some beer. Let's talk about some beer. Let's talk about Jack's bottles. Bottles,
Yeah.
you know,
Bottle shop. Yeah.
bottle shop.
Yep.
How long you been doing this?
Well, we opened in December 16th. On December 16th of 2020. Right.
What a year.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely was, and you know, it was I think generally speaking, and looking from the outside in, it was definitely one of the toughest years for a lot of people. But for us, it was a year of getting back on our feet after a very tough 2019 with some of the heartbreak and tragedy that we went through. So 2020 we opened December, and it was time for me to get busy, get mentally busy, and fill up my plate and our plate. So we opened December 16th. We've been in business for now coming up on 2 years, August now, and we won't talk about December being here soon, but it will be.
Yeah, right.
And then,
Summer's almost over, man.
Yeah, I know, it's scary to
These
think.
are kind of the dog days of summer, but
Yeah, and I can dig 75 and cloudy. You know, this is like perfect for me. I'm like, all August, please.
right.
But I have been in the beer industry. So I helped open Forager Brewery in 2015, and I came from Forager Brewery from the Rochester Golf and Country Club. And I was at the country club for just shy of 8 years.
Oh, right on.
And that's where I kind of got introduced to the restaurant and hospitality kind of, service scene.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Kendra Now Marquis gave me an opportunity when I was 19 years old, at a really, really, really tough spot in my life. So
Okay.
I came in there as like a food runner, do anything. I'll help wash dishes. I'll help mop floors type of guy. And
Just let me be a part of this.
and she did, and
Yeah,
she took a big chance on me because
You're running a gun with the wrong crowd.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I was definitely caught up in a poor mix.
Mhm.
Getting terminated from jobs, not holding on to jobs, quick money, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And she gave me an opportunity, man, and it's one of the biggest blessings that's ever crossed my life. And I got in there, and I started at the bottom, and I left there in 2000, and I officially left there in 2017 because I worked part-time there for a couple of years
Okay.
while we opened Forager Brewery, and just kind of like kept my Friday, because I love, like, I don't know, RGCC, like, in my heart is like engraved. It taught me everything that I know. I had my baby boy when I worked there.
Yeah.
I met my wife there. Still, some of my greatest industry friends to this day were all met through RGCC.
It shaped you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And got me on my feet.
That's
too.
a great thing about this industry of like, it's a common story when you hear, and I have one too.
Mhm.
Just like, I kind of didn't really know who I was.
Mhm.
I was kind of floundering.
Mhm.
I thought, I thought I had my identity figured out, and then it kind of got taken away, and I was bitter. And then my brother let me work at his restaurant,
Hell yeah.
and boom, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It was for me because I don't know. I could, like, again, back to, like, I could just be me. And I think
Mhm.
that's what kind of gained like some good popularity at the country club and really helped me get a name for myself, as I was no filter.
Right.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
This is where I came from. This is what I went through to get here. This is what I'm currently going through.
Yeah.
Some of you are $100 million folks, and I still don't give a shit. I'm willing to lay it down. And it's like, I think there was like a somewhat of like a respect there.
Yeah. Well, people respond to that.
From some of this. Yeah. The response there was great. And even like the membership, I'm still tight with. Like, I just did a tasting out at Spark Children's Museum.
Okay.
And it was like their investor annual party, and it was like an RGCC get together. You know what I mean? And
Reunion.
oh yeah, and it was like, this is the right place, right time.
Yeah, dude.
And it's
That
still to
feels
see
so
like
good.
all the love. Yeah, they're coming into the shop. They a good amount of people followed me to Forager. A good amount of people said that they would follow me. They didn't follow me because they're too caught up in the
Sure.
in the country club,
Sure.
in the country club way, which is fine
Yeah,
too.
that's all right.
Maybe
They're
I'll
just
be there
they're just not
someday.
ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly.
That's the thing too, man. It's taught me to not be bitter or hold on to those things of
For
like
sure.
where other people are. I'm like, it's cool, man. That's where they're at.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
we've still been meaning in to come see you.
Yeah.
When you come, you'll come.
Yeah, we'll be
And I'm
here.
confident that when you arrive, that
It'll be the right time.
it'll be the right time, and that you'll have a new place to come buy beer. Or
Exactly.
you'll have a new place to come. Just give us one time,
That's it.
and when that one time, but when you're ready, you come. So
Yeah, that's an acceptance,
Yeah.
of getting past what you think other people's perspective of you is,
For sure.
and it's like, hey, it matters, but it's not everything,
mhm.
and
Right.
it's for almost every time it's their own shit.
Yeah.
It's where they're at. It's what
Mhm.
they're dealing with. It's
Yep.
what, and people tell me that too. I'm so sorry. So I was like, don't be sorry.
No, you don't. You don't have to be sorry. You're like one of the most routine-based individuals that you'll ever meet. I eat my bowl of cereal at the same time at night. I drink a milkshake at the same
Yeah.
time every evening.
Yeah.
I eat a banana at the same time every day. Like, I'm on the same, regimen for coffee. Like, you don't have to apologize for me. Like, getting outside of your comfort zone isn't easy to do. And if you've been shopping somewhere for 20 years, 30 years, like,
I get it.
go keep shopping at the place you're shopping at. But,
Yeah, dude.
if you want to drink top shelf, then
Try this out.
come to Jack's.
Come to Jack's Pop. All right, we're gonna do the sour first.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound good?
And that's a really good one to start with too, because it's still early, and
Yeah. Little breakfast beer.
Well, it is, and this is from Southern Grist. They're out of Nashville, Tennessee, and this is actually a non-alcoholic raspberry,
Right on.
Passion fruit sour. So, and it's been
Parallel.
Yeah, Parallel. This is one of my wife's favorites, and her and I just really dig it for like, a nice patio crusher. It's got
Yeah. Oh yeah.
good amount of fruit, and it's delicious. It doesn't taste like a shitty
Cheers. Sorry.
NA beverage.
It doesn't.
Or non-alcoholic beer. I've had a lot of great NA beverages, but sometimes like the beer, it's like I want to scrape it off the back of my tongue.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
And I've been really impressed with it.
Some of those NAs, they got like a film.
Yeah, they do. It's
like a substitute. It's almost like if you eat like a gluten-free crust, it's got that
right.
that gum, like guar gum or something like that. It's just whatever they're putting in to substitute.
Yep.
It's like, it's doing it, but it leaves that residue.
Yeah, it does. And I think a lot of that's just like some of those like off flavors, are very easy to pick up when there's not the equivalent of like alcohol there to, help.
Well, it's a component.
It is. Absolutely.
Right.
That's what makes it. So it's
yeah.
But I think it's been like really interesting to see, like I've had some terrible NA beers, and now like the ones that we're carrying are really, really, really stinking good. And
yep, that's delicious.
Yeah, I love them.
That's not weird.
No,
and that's when you try some things, you're like, it's almost
right. I mean, it's a great substitute. People owning a liquor store, my wife owning restaurants and stuff like that. It's all people drink. I'm like, no. I need to get my stuff done first.
Yeah.
And
we got responsibilities here.
I don't care like how seasoned you are. For me, like I have some sips of some beer or cocktails or whatever it might be, and I feel like it's a little bit a wrench has been thrown into my routine a little bit. So it's good to have like this. Like, I'll have a beer with you. And have this to fall back.
I got an option.
Yep, absolutely.
I got an option for it. Yeah, man. I think cannabis is a huge substitute.
Yeah,
as well for me. Those gummies. We got this. What was it? Trail Magic.
Yeah. The little drink there,
little drink,
non-alcoholic, like is that the hop water? Is that the berry?
This one's the berry. This one's the hop water. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be not social, because this is what this is. You know, I mean, drinking, hanging out, being social. You don't have to get wasted every time, and you don't have to, like you said, let it ruin your day, or throw a wrench in your day.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to have a Coca-Cola, have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's not weird, or it's not.
For some reason in our culture, I feel like it's like not accepted to not have a beverage with alcohol in it.
Yeah,
drives me bonkers.
Right,
drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's a stigma.
Yeah, drives me nuts. It's like homie can kick it and doesn't have to have a beer with us. If you want to have a beer, that's cool too.
Right.
Right. If they want to have a Diet Coke, that's fine too. And I think that that's really awesome that they're going to have a Diet Coke, and might even be more fun than we are.
Right. Exactly.
So
yeah, you don't have to do that to hang out. And it's okay.
No.
I want you to try this one. This is the one. We got the hop water, and we got the berry basil. This is the one I dig a little bit more. It's got.
That's the one I was most interested in.
Cool. Breakfast drink, little THC.
Yeah, I love this. Fair State's making a product that is similar to this, and I believe that you can only get it out of their tap room, but it's called Hop Water, and it's like a seltzer beverage essentially, and they're using like different styles of hops. So there's like, I think a Citra Mosaic, there's like a Strata Galaxy, and like different like combos of hops. And the couple that I've had were really pleasant.
Yeah, this is nice. It's sessionable. It's kind of got like a green tea.
Yeah, it smells like a bag of hops.
Yeah,
like hop pellets. Oh, very, very green tea.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, herbal.
Yep, I dig that.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's smooth.
And it gets you stoned.
And it gets you stoned. Dude, Crandall brought it in. He's like, well, I'm finally a drug dealer.
That's how I felt at the shop too.
They
you know, I was like,
they finally got me selling drugs.
Yeah. I won't say no names, but you know, we had RPD, we had military police, we have doctors, surgeons.
Yeah.
You name it, you know, and I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, love it.
It's like they
Such
come
an
in and
advocate
she's
for it.
like, so they come in like looking around the shop, and it's hilarious because it's like, you know, I'm a user, and you know, it's like we all kind of go through our moments of jonesing around, and they come in and looking around at all like the dope beers and where's the gummies?
Yeah, where are we at?
Where they at? Where do we at?
Where we at, homie?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'm like, oh, we got you, and then like, but it's like, you know, some people I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely knew you smoked pot, but others that come in, I'm like, no shit,
Right?
like, all right, we can kick it.
We can kick it. We were cool before, but now it's another.
It's
level.
okay, you don't have to drink, but you do have to smoke weed.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna judge you a little bit.
Yeah, you smoke, we can be homies.
You might get in the circle.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is tasty though.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
The other one's good too. This is the one I dig.
Is it less sweet?
Yeah.
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 I like less sweet things, so yeah, this is nice for sure.
It's crazy that this is, you know, like I was telling you before, like I'm gonna sell this in my restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the stigma of every time, you know, growing up smoking pot. It's like, who's around, who's looking, do it, like you're saying, do I smell?
Right.
Do I got to cover it up? Are my eyes red? Visine, like just paranoid.
Yeah.
Before you even smoke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and now it's like I can buy this from the distributor and I can sell it in my restaurant, and it's almost, you know what it's almost like, it's like explaining to my kids what it was like not having a cell phone for half my life.
Yeah.
Until now, it's like, this is how I run my life.
Right.
You know, what would I do without this thing?
Yep.
And it's just wild.
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, it's, I think, wild, beautiful, and even like being very pro cannabis culture, all things across the board, but still being smart enough to know that, you know, have been a father, and like, you know, still trying to like raise kids to
be responsible.
You know, it's like, yeah, like one thing that I really am like grateful about my parents is like my parents smoke pot, but at the same time, well, I won't throw my mom under the bus, but my dad, you know, he's retired, so my dad smokes pot.
Yeah.
He wouldn't really, you know, toke up with us or really any of my friends until after we were 18, because he just didn't condone it.
Right.
You know, he had his drawer and lockbox that I definitely snooped into
when
he was at work and stuff like that, but he still didn't like condone it. And there's, you know, teacher's own. There's not any.
There's no playbook.
There's no right or wrong.
script.
Like I also think like I have friends in my life, and also growing up, we always had like the homie's house that we went to because their parents were down. I guess that's not my style. But
you made a good point too. It's like to each his own, and it affects everybody different. And this is the thing that I tell people. It's like, you know, for an example, you know, I have a good friend that she doesn't smoke because the first time she ever did was at a house party, and she hit a giant bong and, you know, blew her brains out. And
I'll light it.
Yeah.
You hold it.
Yeah.
Keep sucking.
And it just and it had a horrible night. It was just too much.
Like,
too much
in the corner. Like,
you're just
like looking around.
And it's like, I go, that's like if the first time you drank a bottle of vodka.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's gonna turn you off.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a bad experience. You know, and some people just can't drink. Some people can't handle it. It's a chemical.
Yeah.
And it reacts, and we all react different to it.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
That being said, no one's ever smoked too much pot and got in a fight or beat their wife or, you know, like,
Right. How they submitted.
yeah, you know, that's more of a,
Should I? My thing is, if we're in like a little, and you could probably relate to it, we're in like a little tizzy or something like that, and there's some disagreement in the house, or I'm not smoking if I've got a point to prove. Because as soon as I do,
you let it go.
I let it go.
Yeah.
And if I really got a point to prove, I'm like,
I got to stay on my,
I'm
I got to
sharp,
stay.
man. So it's like, I got to stay on top of my shit.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I do that at the restaurant.
As soon as it's like, oh, babe, you know, I'm really sorry about that. Come here, give me a kiss.
Yeah.
You know?
And they know too.
Yeah. I'm really sorry, baby. You know, that was my bad and this and that.
They know us so well.
I like submit. So yeah, there is nothing, you know. I guess don't token drive. Don't do, you know, still be responsible.
But your hangups, you're hitting a good note because your hangups aren't priority anymore.
Right.
You can sit next to it easier. You know, you can change your wavelength.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
It's just easier to not get hung up, you know. But again, to each his own.
Yeah.
It affects everybody different.
Yeah.
I've been a strong advocate for it for a long time, and it's just cool that, you know, I would say it's a new day.
Right. Right. It's wild how
it's
it
a
all
beginning of
happened,
something.
too.
It feels like a beginning of something. Like,
Yeah.
I can buy this from a distributor and I can sell it at my business.
Right.
You know, so okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's a good thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do too, you know, and we were super stoked. Like, we had the opportunity to, you know, jump into that for a few weeks, and the amount of new customers that it brought into our shop was outstanding.
Yeah.
To see people that didn't know that Jack's Bottle Shop existed. They saw some like goofy picture video online that we did, you know, with my friend Becca, and did some like, you know, goofy acting and stuff like that, and it got a lot of views, and people started coming in.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, people started coming in, and they're like, oh yeah, we've never been here before. And again, they're like looking around, and they did grab a 4-pack of beer. And I'm very confident that if they get, like, again, you know, back to the, when you're ready, you know, to come in, but I'm very confident that when you do walk through our door and we can, you know, get you in our presence, that there's a great opportunity there for you and us. Like, we're looking to earn your business
And build that relationship.
Yep. And I have a really good feeling that you come in, like, you probably have a new place to buy beer now.
And that's our job as business owners.
Yeah.
Is to just have that opportunity to be there when it's the right time, and people come in and it's like, here, this is what I've been doing to set this up so that my product, my service, my energy, everything I got going on here meets to where you're at, and hopefully we can move forward together.
Yeah.
You know, and make and build that relationship.
Right. Let me take care of you.
Yep.
You know,
this is service.
yeah, we're great at taking care of people, you know, and
Yeah.
that's one thing that we've brought to Jack's Bottle Shop is, I think that has really set us apart and put us kind of like some strides ahead of other stores in the area, is that when we have you in our graces, like, we are going to take care of you. We want to, you're in our home now.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's the same thing if you come to my house and you come to the bottle shop, there's no difference. You know, that's
can tell
both
that-
my addresses. So like, we're going to take care of you and really like treat you well and show you what we got. Once you become a regular at the spot, come in, get your own stuff, go home. You don't have to talk to us. You don't have to look at us, but we're here for you if you need something,
100%.
you know?
When I walk into the Duck, when you walk into a good place that people, you know, they care about what they're doing, they care about how you feel. After, you're like, when you come in, you should leave feeling better than before you came in, right?
sure.
And that's like, you can just tell when you walk into that energy. People are kind of, they give a shit, they're doing it right, they care about, you know, the people that they're serving and the product that they're providing. It's like, man, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
And I think also, like, it comes naturally with places like Estelle's, the Duck here. I mean, or all the really good places, right? Like, people aren't trying too hard.
right.
Like, that just comes kind of naturally for us. And I'm really grateful to have the team that we have, because I think it comes naturally for all of them as well. and I see it and I hear it and I feel it, and it's you can tell when somebody's like trying too hard and they're getting away from being themselves.
Yeah, everything. And when you can feel that too, it's like it gives you that direction or that affirmation of you're on the right path.
Yeah,
you know, like your routines that you're doing, your relationships that you're building, your conversations that you're having, your work you're putting in, you know, like your little extra things that you're trying. It's like, okay, because nobody really knows how, like 100% how to run a successful business, right? You know, and you always have to adapt. You always have to, you know, sidestep, you know, make different plans or, you know, try and get ahead of things, you know, and but when you feel that, it's like I was saying, like you can, like I'll just stop in my restaurant sometimes and just be like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
This is working. You know, I wasn't quite sure. I thought it was a good idea. I think this is going to be a part of what we're going to go do now going forward. You know, stuff like that. You know, it's like, okay, all right, next thing, you know, that's cool, man. I like to hear people say that because it gives me affirmation, like having these conversations and talking about stuff like that, of being in the right energy, doing the things for the right reason, taking on more responsibility. Yeah. You know, it's like
saying things that I shouldn't have said.
Yeah, exactly.
Learning from my mistakes as well.
Man, 100%.
You know, I say some stuff to people. I'm a talker, so and that's something has been one of my biggest, from the time I was in grade school. My principal is, Jack, you talk too much.
Yeah.
You know, that's your biggest, that's like can be one of my biggest faults sometimes, but I think it can also be one of my biggest attributes most of the time.
And something that you hone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I mess up, you know, I say goofy things that when I go, and I don't think about it right at that time. It's more or less like my thinking of laying in bed. And I'm like, I really said that to that person? Right. And it's not like aggressive or mean. It's just kind of like, if I could probably say that, I would say it differently again, but they laughed, so we're all good. Sure. You know, they thought it was funny.
Yeah. And it's part of that, like keeping your own counsel, but you have to you do have to check yourself. Oh yeah. Like maybe I just call them and
for sure
and say something, you know, or
third person's perspective in at your life at all times, I think is very important to be able to step out of your own little orb and look in at really what's going on. You know, what
are we really doing here?
Yeah. And that, I think, being able to do that we're not going to set you to be like very,
dude,
apart from a lot of others. So
it's a good skill.
Yeah,
like you're saying, to help you move forward.
For sure. Yep.
We're not going to drink this, but we want to talk about it.
Yes.
All right. It's called Jack Moves.
For sure.
IPA. TIPA. Is it TIPA?
Yeah, TIPA. So triple IPA.
Triple IPA. Okay.
That little sucker there is what's that? 10.1%. I think 10.0.
So 2 of these and you're.
Oh yeah.
You're there.
Yeah, one of those.
And you're feeling.
They go down like a light beer.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, I kept that can. It's a dated beer now, so that's why I said we've got some hops here. If you want to drink some hops, it's some fresh stuff that you definitely should have. But I think it also, like, one cool thing about Jack's Bottle Shop and what we're doing there is, sure, yes, we sell beer. Yes, we're a liquor store that you come into, but we're also doing a lot of other really great things too, from, you know, community driven projects to fundraising to linking up with some of our good friends in the industry, bringing our squad up there and making these beers.
Hands on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I never forget the first time that Austin and Zach Dunbar at the time had me back in the brewery to help make a beer. It was called Jack and the Hopstock.
There you go.
Yeah, I actually have a can. I thought about bringing it in. I'm like, nah, that's too cheesy.
That's a cool name, though.
Yeah, Jack and the Hopstock. And that was my first opportunity. And I was like doing like a bunch of classes for like Cicerone training and like beer education up in the Twin Cities. I was kind of commuting back and forth to the Twin Cities for a lot of educational purposes. And I had retained all this information, right? But until you can put it to work.
Yeah, actually exercise it.
Exactly. Like, you can learn about stuff till your brain can't handle it anymore, but I'm a
doer,
a hands-on doer guy. Like, show me with your hands.
Monkey see, monkey do.
open heart surgery.
Yep.
I don't care what it is. Like, I can learn it.
Yeah.
You know, roof a house. I'm not built for that, but so, you know, being able to like get hands on with these beers for me really made like all of these dots kind of like come together.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to give that same experience to the team at Jack's of we've got one great, well, they're all great, but one great home brewer. That's my main guy, Isaac, and you know, he kind of understands the basics and fundamentals of brewing, so it really all makes sense to him. But you know, like with Corbin and Christina, they're huge craft beer enthusiasts, but being able to show them more of like the hands-on of how to make a beer, has been really fun. Christina has her first opportunity. We're going up to Back Channel on August 23rd, which is off of Lake Minnetonka, to make a little fest beer.
Nice.
So yeah, we go up there, we make that beer. We're really grateful. We come up with a silly name, make a label. You know, Murph wrote a really great story on the back of that one. Put our van on the on the can, which is sitting outside of the duck, and then put the security camera kind of footage on it, and dated the security camera at 4:20 a.m. in the morning. So
Of course, it's 420.
Yep. Yeah, so that was one of our first anniversary beers.
Right on.
So now we're kind of coming around to that time of year again, and that's kind of what I've been doing in the background, is trying to get some of these collaborations lined up for anniversary brews to be able to like special release through our shop, Jack's Bottle Shop collab.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's that cool extra stuff that people dig, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
For sure.
going same along the lines of like actually caring and being creative and trying new shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, man, it's, you know, we take a lot of pride in it. I mean, those or three of those beers are, you know, projects that we helped work on, that I brought. The Jack Moves Pinseeker Pilsner, which is a collaboration with one of the greatest lager makers in the Midwest.
We're going into the Pilsner. We're going to the Pinseeker.
Yeah.
Are you a golfer?
Yeah, of course.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pinseeker Pilsner, Humble Forager, Fair State, Jack's Bottle Shop, collab, little German style pills, perfect for the golf course.
Have you been to Nouvelle at all? Or so it was Pig Ate My Pizza. It's my brother's restaurant. And Andy,
Pig Ate My Pizza is your brother's restaurant?
yeah, and Treville.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Dang,
That's
man.
my bro.
Yeah, I've never been, but I've heard such spectacular things, like rave reviews.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're the best, man.
Yep, because now they're back to, it's no longer Pig Ate My Pizza.
It's Nouvelle now.
Nouvelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
I bring it up. It was Pig Ate My Pizza.
Okay, yep.
I bring it up because Andy Getch, he's the brewer, and he was a former chef,
Oh, yep.
and he makes the Pilsners,
Hell yeah.
and it's tight and right.
Yeah.
So I know you go up to the cities and you check stuff out. But I'm gonna give you his information.
Yeah, please do.
Go hang out with him.
Please do.
Try his
I
beers
would love
out.
to. Yeah, especially, you know, it'd be like a good opportunity for us to go up, bringing the staff up or something like
Right.
that, like on our way to make a beer. We've been trying to do like more distillery tours and stuff like that to get some hands on with some spirits, and we're always looking for other places to stop. So yeah,
I think it'd be a good.
knowing I needed to stop.
I think it'd be a good time for you.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard nothing but great things. Yeah, so Pinseeker Pilsner, it's like a little 4.2%. 4.2%.
Sessionable.
Yeah, super sessionable. German style pills. So it's got like a Kazbek hops, Hallertau Mittelfrüh hops, like some real classic OG
Okay.
German varietals of hops. Really nice German yeast, and
It tastes like Germany.
100%.
It does. Dude. I went there when I was 20 years old, and this is what we drank. Like it's
Joe Wells would be pissed if I didn't tell you that it was made with St. Paul's finest water
There you go.
at Fair State Brewing.
There you go. I think I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that we got the first, if not the second or third keg off the line from Fair State when we were at when we first opened Pig Ate My Pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they had just opened,
Hell yeah.
and a great stout. And I'm pretty sure the invoice said number 1, but I could be wrong. It could be 2 or 3, but yeah,
They make great beer.
they do a good job.
That entire team, I mean, it's been really crazy to see up in the Twin Cities, being as connected as we are with like the Twin Cities beer, World of Craft Beer, and having met so many different, like, whether it's brewers or cellarmen or people in that industry, a lot of those folks, I won't say like, I don't know exact percentage, but it's starting to seem like damn near 70% have had ties to Fair State.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow.
It's kind of the tree.
So I tell people, I'm like, these are the greatest teachers, you know? And that's another like beautiful part of this industry, is to see people move on and be okay with that.
Yeah.
To becoming their own head brewer or their own restaurant owner, brewery owner. But it just seems like, I'm like, oh yeah, where did you come from before? Oh, Fair State.
Yeah.
Oh, I was at here, but before then I was at Fair State. You know, you hear Surly once in a while too.
Okay.
But there's just been something about the Fair State beer program there that they put on a lot of really, really great breweries in the Twin Cities metro area. So
They're kicking them out.
yeah, yeah. Probably looking for staff.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you want to be the next great brewer, go brew at Fair State.
I think that's a good point too. Like, in this industry of like, I don't think I think it's more what you're saying of like, people are excited for people that they've taught to go do their own thing. You know, support that. It shows where we come from, you know, what you've learned, and you're able to go and use that to because I think that's what everybody kind of wants. If you're coming in, like, you're not going to work here forever. If you do, great, but it's not
right
the goal, right?
Yeah.
You should want to go and do your own thing. You should want to go and take on more.
Yeah.
You know?
As hard as that can be for a boss.
Yeah.
You know,
of letting go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got Luke right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, like,
You know, and
of accepting that and being and understanding that, and it's like, yeah, it sucks, but it's correct.
right.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. And I've seen it so many times in this industry of they just get to be so great, you know, and it's like, hey, the next step for you, like, you're still really young, you know, like the next step for you is this direction. And I think as a boss, that can really hurt sometimes and scare you, but at the end of the day, it's meant to be.
Right.
You know, and if that person's taking a leap to better himself or herself and his or her family,
you got to support that.
all you can do is give them a big hug and be like, I freaking love you. And like, you know, and let me know if you ever need
100%
at all. But it's still, when you go home and talk to your wife, it's like, God damn,
I'm losing my dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to figure this out. I got to fill this huge void that's going to be gone.
And then the next great person comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you believe in yourself. You know what you've built.
Yep.
The next great person's on the way. And it might not come right away, but they're on the way.
Dude, this is a great little thing. I lost a prep cook, and same kind of thing. Different opportunity, this is that. Next week, the 13-year-old kid that lives literally a block away from the restaurant comes in. He's like, I want to be a chef. I want to do this. I just want to come in and prep. Can I come in and help? And just a go-getter, all about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and that's exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, they had to go, but look at what came in. You know, like, this is
Prodigies.
Yeah.
I'm always chasing like the next young prodigy. You know, people are like, sometimes I feel like chasing the vet. No, give me the 19-year-old, just got it out the mud, Jack Lester, and he's ready to grind and change his life.
Yep.
You know, and wants to be taken under somebody's, you know, wing. So that's definitely what I think I'm always looking for.
Well, and that's you are you know, a product of what you are, and you respond and you try and work the way that you were brought up, right? And you can see that in other people, like, right off. You're like, oh, dude, I remember when I was like that.
Yeah,
I remember when that was, you know, hard for me, or I remember going through those different situations. But I remember, like, how I was never going to give up, how I was going to find a way. And this kid's got that
For sure.
You know,
Yeah, you can see it right away too.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's just like, yeah, he's gonna be good.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he's gonna be better than me.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
is to bring him to that level, and hopefully, like you helping bring him to that level will secure him for a very long time. But at the end of the day, I mean, growth is really the greatest thing to see, especially when you invest in somebody and it's their time to go on to do bigger and better.
It's so cool, man.
Oh, we haven't had that happen yet to us, and I hope that we keep the same team for the next 20 years. But in all reality,
But you know it's
that's
not.
going to happen.
You know it's not.
No, exactly.
We're opening up a breakfast restaurant this winter. Our sister restaurant, Gabby Lou's, and our pastry chef and my wife are gonna head it up.
Nice.
Our pastry chef, she started as a 15-year-old dishwasher, you know, and that I was honestly, when she started, I was like, I don't know, we'll see, you know, and then she just became who she was gonna be.
Hell yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
it's just like she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hers.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I gotta humble her sometimes because she's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like, hey, just smile and say thank you.
Yeah.
You don't have to bask in it, you know. But it's, I have full confidence
Mhm.
in her and my wife opening up this restaurant. You know, I'm gonna be a part of it. It's gonna be good. It's part of our business and
Mhm.
everything. But it's like,
Oh, it's gonna be great.
yeah,
You know?
and just seeing that, like you're saying, of like, wow, you gave an opportunity and you nurtured it,
Yeah.
and you just let them grow,
Mm-hmm.
and you let them move within your structure and your system. And the real cool thing that I'm learning is having them be a part of setting up that system. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, do you think this would work better? I know we're doing it like this, but do you think we could, shave a little bit off here, add a little bit here? And
Yeah.
they'll come up with some ideas that I wouldn't even think about. Like, oh shit, let's try that out. That's even better than what I was thinking.
Right. Well, they're the third person looking in at you. You know,
Mhm.
back to like being able to get out of your own body and look in. Like, it's good to surround yourself with people that tell you that your shit sucks,
Right?
tell you that you're doing a great job, tell them how much that they love you.
Yeah.
And then also
When you're being an asshole.
call you out.
Yeah.
You know, call me out, please. I call out people all the time.
You
I don't
got
get calling
to.
out enough, and I wish I got calling out more.
You got to. If you care, you got to say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
you got to speak that truth. And oh man, it's such a huge part of moving forward and getting over your feelings.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, it might suck for a minute, but you need to know this.
Well, I think that's also like the most, like, that's awesome that you guys are doing that. Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I think that is really what sets like bosses away from like really great bosses. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I said, I don't know how to say that.
I
like,
appreciate. I know what you're trying to say. And
because I think like the biggest like, and I've been a part of a situation like that as well. Like, putting people on in your crew is like, I think the biggest boss move that you can make.
Mhm.
Hey, we need to use it, like, let's go do something, and I want you to be a part of this, like, ownership
Yes.
of it. Like, I want you to
Yes.
have ownership of this.
Yes.
That's some boss ass shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that. And you aren't even doing that on purpose, but like looking at in, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's really, really special.
It feels that way. Thank you for saying that. It feels
Yep.
that way. It feels correct. Like I was saying, like it's like a direction.
Mm-hmm.
Affirmation of like, this is the right decision. This is going to be what's best for me, her, the company, the business, the restaurant, the town. Like,
Yeah.
because when you do shit like this, you're like, the main thing is, I want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
This is our sister's restaurant. This is Gabby Lou's.
Mm-hmm.
This is my baby girl.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna just open up this restaurant and
Right.
see what happens.
Yeah.
like
It's going to be gas.
no, this is
there.
this is gonna be something that is done right,
Yeah.
and correct, and I can't do that by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it takes a lot of people. It takes the right people. It takes
sure.
the right direction. It takes the right motivation. It takes the right timing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a lot of different factors, but it's
Yep.
like
Yeah, promoting your own people within your circle is the strong. Those are power moves to me, and
100%.
that's what we want to do at Jack's Bottle Shop. It's like I tell my staff all the time, like, hey, if you got an idea, let's sit down and let's talk about it. We haven't, we're still so young that we
Right.
need to grow to really be able to make those dreams come true. But just to let like the staff know where my mind's at and what I see the future of Jack's Bottle Shop being, like, this is our space. This is not my space.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing you'll never hear me say my space. Like, this
Right.
is our space.
Yeah, dude.
And not just our staff, our customers.
Yes.
We built this all together. Without our customer support, we have nothing. And without our employees, there is no Jack's Bottle Shop.
I used to get so hung up on front of the house people that would say, I have this and I have that and I have this. But I would go,
Yeah.
yo, homeboy, nosotros.
Yeah.
You don't have shit.
Right.
We got all this.
Yes.
Yep. And they look at me like I'm a dick. I'm like, no. It's our restaurant.
Yours and mine.
I'm in charge.
Yes.
I'm playing my role as the leader,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not mine either. No one's bigger than the restaurant.
Right.
We have this. We have done this. We have this available for you. And they're looking at me like, all right, I get it. And it's that simple. Answering the phone too. Like, yeah, I can do this for you. I can do that. Just say we.
Yes. I know. I hear that too. Oh, this is what I have.
Yeah, you don't get.
No. And we're all like, I'm a waiter. I came from the front of the house, so we always like get into like our own little.
You do your ownership of your.
Well, we slip, I think, into the same regimen of saying some of the same shit all of the time. But if you're not, again, if you're not thinking about what you're saying, your script exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have it, and I hear that once in a while. Oh, this is what I have. No, you don't have that. Like we have that. Yeah.
Check you. I love you.
Yep.
Please just.
So when you're waiting on us.
Yeah, right? All right, we're going to try this one. What do we got here? What is this?
It is the season. So we're going to be bringing this beer in here next week. AleSmith out of the Bay Area.
San Diego.
Yep.
Okay.
San Diego. It's a little south of the Bay Area, but
my family's from Escondido, which is a little south of San Diego.
Right on time.
My mom and my dad
nice,
were up there.
Nice. Yeah, AleSmith's one of the legendary breweries of.
Is it Rogue there too? Is that the one?
Down in that. Yeah.
I think that's the one in Escondido. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, it was just south of San Diego.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Rogue's big time.
Oktoberfest. It's the season. 'Tis the season.
Yep. Yeah, I was going through the cooler this morning. Oh, we've got to bring one of those in because
we're almost there. We're almost there to the.
And I think like in America, we think of Oktoberfest to be October.
Yeah.
It's only it ends after the first weekend in October, but we've seen it like last year, folks coming in October 15th. Hey, what do you have for those October? I was like, well, this is what we have left.
Right.
Oktoberfest was early September through
the
first week of October.
We've been partying for a month, dude.
Yeah, exactly. We've been drinking these German grains for 2 months and we're like tapped out.
You're right.
But
I like it. It's like almost like a dark Pilsner is what I get.
Yeah, you get like
it's more it's a little like caramel, like a little sweeter, more rounded.
Yep, nice
full,
like bready
flavor.
or like not like some full flavor for sure, but definitely some like sweeter bready caramel bread.
Yeah.
Qualities, but still drinks good and light. And as we transition seasons here, I mean, this is like one of my favorite styles of beer to go from like lager crushing season, smacking pilsners for the last 3 months, and transitioning into like dark beer.
A lot of people don't, I think this is with any beer. They'll just be like, an Oktoberfest is an Oktoberfest, or a Pilsner is a Pilsner, or a IPA is an IPA. If you're not that educated in it, whatever, but like, I'll drink some Oktoberfest and I'll be like, dude, I need more. Like it's not there.
Yeah.
But I'll drink some. I'm like, this is delicious. My favorite one is, and it has been for a long time, is Surly's.
Mm-hmm.
I love their Oktoberfest.
Yeah, and I believe that is that more of like a fest beer.
Yeah, and it's almost like a pale ale Oktoberfest. It's got that little extra hops and
Yeah, a little bit, of course, surly style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that one. It's been a couple years since I've consumed it. But yeah, their stuff is definitely much more like assertive when it comes to hop bitterness for sure. Like this is much on the like maltier, sweeter side. You definitely get like some like good minerality.
Yes.
You know, on like the back of your tongue, some
iron.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
I'm getting that for sure. Now you say that.
And this water profile to be.
I'm getting that for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely where that's coming from is the water profile on this beer.
Getting educated. I like it. Getting educations over here. Talking about beer skis with Jack. I'm digging it.
Yeah, so we're brewing a fest beer of our own. You know, you got two different styles of Oktoberfest. You've got the classic Marzen style Oktoberfest lager.
Yeah.
Which has been one of the most, you know, sought after beers in Munich. Well, I mean, Doppelbock, stuff like that. You know, a lot of German style, but just like with this time of year, and that's like that classic Oktoberfest is that Marzen style. And then you've got like what we're making up at with Mark and our friends at Back Channel is a fest beer, also known as a Weizen beer, which would be like a lighter interpretation of an Oktoberfest.
Okay.
You know, again, we're in America, so we fuck everything up and go against the grain and shit on all the other stuff that's been going on for years. Like, oh yeah, I know you guys have done this for 300 years, but this is how we do it here, and we're gonna do that, and you're gonna like it more. And I do like the fest beers. Like the one thing about the fest beer is like they're a little bit lighter in flavor.
Yeah,
they're not as like dark and as like not as heavily malt driven. They just drink a little bit lighter and crisper, and you can drink a lot of.
You can drink more.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, that's American
by the handle, and actually, absolutely, and that's like even in Germany now. Like I think like a lot of things have transitioned to that. Like at Oktoberfest in Germany.
Okay.
I mean, you're walking around with a 20-pound dumbbell the entire day, and if you're drinking dark Marzen, you know, Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Dude, we went to St. Louis last year, and it was for my cousin's wedding. And it just so happened to be Oktoberfest as well. And it was like 6 miles of beer and tents and the giant tent at the end with the band and the giant mugs. And I'm like, this is awesome. You know, this is just squealing.
Yeah, leader hoses.
Yeah, the whole bit.
Checkered skirts. And
if you don't like this, I don't know, man. You got to. Okay, I guess it's not for you, but man, how do you not just love this?
Yeah, I want to go to Oktoberfest in Germany really bad. I think it'd be just such a
experience.
Yeah, I've never been to Europe, which is crazy for me to say. So,
well, it makes me think. I went to, like I said, I went to Germany when I was 20, exchange student in high school named Jan. So then I went when I was 20, and it's just the beer culture is it's mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
and it's just normal.
Oh yeah,
like if you come to my house, my mom will give you a Sprite for dinner. You eat at Jan's house, what kind of beer? You know, here's your Pilsner.
Yeah,
you know, it's just common
for sure.
You know, and I was like, this is just pretty cool. It's not a big deal.
It's like being in Oregon and the like cannabis culture again, you know, versus like being in Germany or Belgium. The beer culture.
They've been doing it for a lot longer.
Oh yeah. I mean, not drinking at birth, but like this is what your family was built off of.
This is your culture.
Like part of our cooking. This is dad. You know, mom and dad make the beer, get that ready for when we have all of our friends over for our fiesta.
Yeah, it's cool. It's eye opening.
Yeah,
and it's fun. Like God, everybody just accepts it. It's okay. You know.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that.
Delicious. So let's go back and we'll talk a little bit about some common ground that we have about getting through stuff, you know, moving forward. I'm actually talking at the Relay for Life Cancer Walk this Friday.
Oh, wow.
You know, and they asked me to do that. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if it's time yet for that, because if you would have asked me a year ago, I'd been like, sorry, I'm not there yet. But I thought about it, and you know, I think I've healed enough, and I just, you know, I said I'd be honored. I'd be honored to come and share the story, and you know, hopefully help somebody else out, right?
Yeah.
That's going through something that you and I went through to get, you know, the same year.
Yeah, the biggest nightmare that anybody could ever dream of having.
Yeah, you know, it's that's a great way to put it. And it's
And it is.
It is. It's a darkness that you can't explain unless you've done it, you know, and it's wild. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's incredible that you're to a point to be able to talk about that, Matt. That is incredible, man. And
Thank you.
think that that's going to be a beautiful day for you. It's going to be an extremely tough day for you. But I think that the feelings that you will absorb after that from the natural endorphins in your body that are going to be released from that day may bring you to a place that you have never been before if you haven't spoke up on that before in a public setting.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little.
Well, and it's weird to say that, right? Like,
yeah.
People are always like, with some of the stuff, and we can dive into that too. Some of the stuff that we're doing, like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Yeah. And I know what they mean, but in the back of my head, I'm like, what? Happy for what?
Right.
I mean, I know that they don't mean that, but I'm thinking, I mean, it's cool to be happy for us, and thank you for supporting us, and please continue to say those things because that's what keeps us going. But it wasn't a happy feeling to lose a child,
right?
You know,
yeah.
And again, the biggest nightmare you could ever dream of having. So
I see what you're, you know, what you're. I look at it as like you can go one or two ways, right? You can fold it up. You can, and nobody would blame us. Nobody would, you know, hold that against us. So yeah, you know. They just left town, or they just couldn't handle it, or they moved, or they quit. But like celebrating them through what you do daily, what you try and put out into the world, you know, and it's motivation, you know.
Yeah,
they're not here. They don't get to do this,
right? I'm
gonna do it for them. I'm gonna represent.
Yeah, and not here in person, but still very much here in spirit.
And yeah,
you know. And so you said you're opening Gabby Lou's, and that is named.
That's after Gabby. Yeah.
After Gabby.
Yeah,
that was your daughter's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's incredible, man.
I think and that's, again, you wanna use that not to hide behind it and being like you know. It's dark, and it is. It's so horrible. But which direction are you going to go? Right.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I see what you're doing, and I see, you know, the difference that you're making, and how you're using it to propel your business, yourself, your relationships. You know, it's you're doing it right. And I thank you. From somebody that's gone through it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I want you to know that from to look in the eye and say that's admirable.
I appreciate that.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I know I'm knowing that going into today that we do share that common ground, and that's not common ground that a lot of people can say that they share, and it's not good common ground to have, but it's what we want to make of it, right?
Yep.
So what you're doing with your new place is beautiful, because that's going to carry your daughter's legacy on forever. It's going to teach people, and you, I think, are going to be very surprised at the amount of people that come in that you probably share that ground with you too. I was really blown away I thought that I was the only one at that time. I mean, we lost Marcus in 2019 to a fight for a dual lung transplant in Houston, Texas, and I was 27 at the time, and had just lost my baby boy. I was the first one of anybody really in my in my grade to have kids or to have my son. You know, I had Marcus. We had Marcus when I was 19 years old, and we hit the ground running with that. And also lost Marcus when passed away when I was 27, and you know, there's I thought we were still have times that I think that we're in that alone, and Jack's Bottle Shop was built off of that, and for us to be able to get his message out and share his legacy and continue to build upon that legacy because he's not able to be here to do it himself. Has been really a blessing because it's also given, I think, a lot of people that have maybe been in a rut or have gone through some of those things and not knowing what to do with it, a place to come feel comfortable and a place to be, to share some of their stories. And also has been, like, Jack's Bottle Shop has created a momentum for other parents and people who have lost not just parents but brothers and sisters, grandmas. No difference. No, you're a sister and lost your sister. Yeah,
you're dealing.
Oh yeah, there's no difference than me losing my son and you losing. Like that is equal. Like that is a very tough loss. So
you're dealing with loss.
Yeah, exactly. And for them to be able to use that to, you know, and get kind of like jump started through Jack's Bottle Shop, see what we're doing, seeing the smile that we still put on every single day, naturally.
Yeah.
You know, to come in, get those vibes, and then like go do something on your own, you know, and make a difference, carry that legacy on because they might not be here breathing, but they're here.
Yeah.
You know,
their spirit's here, man.
There is no question about that. Yeah. And
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and you know, we don't need to die. I don't need to. My goal is to never change the beliefs into anybody's life on what they believe in, or you know, if they believe in Christ or whoever that, you know, what they decide to believe in. But I know I believe.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's the only way that I can get through it.
For sure.
You know, I have to have that.
And being a believer, I think
to hold on to.
I mean, also Marcus is showing himself in many different ways.
Through you.
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Many different ways.
Yeah, it'll come up many times. It'll just be like, all right, baby girl.
He's here.
You know?
She's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
right. You're going to see that with Gabby Lou's. Like, she will be there, man.
Yeah.
100%, because Marcus is present in our shop. He's been present in our shop, and he's present in our lives every single week. There might be weeks, there could be months that we've gone without seeing signs of him, but just when it's the least, you know, when it's most unexpected, boom, something happens, and like,
there's your sign, baby.
Yeah,
there's my dude.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we need to take a moment right now because like he is very much still here with us.
That's special, man. I mean, and that's.
And there's kids that need you. There's families.
That need,
right.
You know, they got to hear this. They got to feel this.
They need you because I needed people.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in a transplant home for little over 6 months, or right around 6 months down in Houston, Texas. My biggest friends at the transplant home were 70 and 80 years old. Whether it's Bobby waiting for a heart, or you know, Carol that's just got a new set of lungs. They're old folks, but they taught me so much and let me know that we're all together in this. And they were praying for my baby boy, our baby boy, and they were praying for not just us, but everybody that was there, man. So, you know, people need you, and people need to hear Gabby's story.
Yeah.
And people need to hear what you're currently doing with it.
Yeah.
And that you can still get out ahead of this thing
and be an
ambassador despite the loss and tragedy that you've been through. That it's because there are some people that have blocked it out,
right?
And like you said, like, you can do that. And I just wanted to hear what you had to say about it. But I think you can do that, but that can also, like, for me, that can become very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that could be maybe not so much dangerous. I mean, it could be. I guess I don't know. You never know, but dark.
Right.
And that's terrible.
Yeah.
Gabby wouldn't want that.
Exactly.
Marcus wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Our wives don't want, we don't
It's-
want them to be in darkness. They don't want us to be in darkness.
It's there, but it's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really is. It's not. It doesn't go away. It isn't something that is
And I don't ever want it to go away.
right.
You know,
you almost
I want
kind
it
of
to
get
be raw.
yeah. You almost kind of get that feeling of I need this to bounce off of
Mhm.
or to
I don't want it to scab over. That's
Right.
why we do our, fundraising every year in
Mhm.
memory of Marcus, because it keeps it raw.
sure.
It keeps it close in my memory. I don't ever cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that, just keeps me very close to him. And,
Yeah.
If you start to cover it up and not hide it, but like cover it up and just like distance yourself from it and try to act like it didn't happen, your memories aren't going to be as close to you as you
Yeah.
wish.
The connection isn't going to be what you want.
No,
Right.
no. So that's what's really been, a really great thing for our shop is we hold an initiative called Do It for M-Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And every March, we lead a fundraising effort. And that fundraising effort's called Do It for M-Dog, and that's in celebration of his birthday. Marcus was born on March 27th, and sometimes I get caught saying it's in memory of Marcus, but I also have to remember it's in celebration of Marcus.
Amen.
Because Marcus is another year old every March 27th.
Yeah.
And he loved to party.
Yeah.
He loved to drink N.A. Welch's
Yo.
sparkling juice in his glass, just like his mama.
Yeah.
He learned that from her, not from me. And
It's keeping that alive.
It
Keeping that
is.
spirit
It is.
going, and,
Yep.
and that's what I've learned from it. It
Yep.
really is that celebrating that,
and talking about
talking about it, using it for good. You know, it's not going to go away, and that's okay. But how are you going to use it?
Yep.
How are you going to process it and make it into something that they would love
For
you
sure.
know? and to share that energy
Mhm.
and that message of like, hey, horrible shit happens,
Yeah.
but we're still here.
Yeah.
They're still here in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep moving,
Right.
and
And they're going to help you.
yeah,
And they help you to have like, I say this like, it's weird to say this, but the angel, like we're lucky to have the angels that we have,
Mhm.
essentially. Like that was we were picked for that.
right.
I
I say that all the time. I was just honored to be her dad.
yeah. And we were
Yeah,
we were picked. Not everybody could handle this, and not everybody can do something with this to help other people. And it's as crazy as it is, like,
it's a blessing.
yeah, to have Marcus as my angel and you to have Gabby as your angel, like that's our driving force through every single day. I don't know if I'd make it through every single day if I
Right.
didn't have him around. So
Right on, man. Well, I think that's a good place to stop.
yeah.
I just appreciate the hell out of you, man. It was so nice hanging out and meeting you and sharing. It was a great talk. So
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me, and I'll
sure.
be excited to get to Gabby Lou's, and we'll raise a glass for her, and you guys too, because don't ever forget about your strength that that it takes you to get through every single day, man. Because I'm gonna make sure you take some time for yourself. Too,
Yeah,
'cause
right.
That's one thing that with this fundraising, also, I've got to remember to take some time for ourselves.
Get that
Like,
balance.
So like, we got to make maximum. Like we have to bring the check to.
Yeah,
and we
right.
have. We've brought
My hang up
donated a lot,
was
but
my hang up was I wanted to open on September 20th because that's Gabby's birthday. And it would be, cool to open her restaurant on her birthday, and it's just not in the cards. And it was that of like, I want to do it all. I want to do this. I want to do it for her. And it's like, Matt, September 20th, that's like the busiest time of the year at Estelle's.
Mhm.
Like, you're going to open up a restaurant then? It's like, dude,
pump the brakes real quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about. It's like, we want to do this right.
Yep.
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 And so I appreciate you saying that, because you do want to do it all, and you want to do it all now.
And you want to do it big,
and you
'cause
wanna-
that's how we are.
Yeah.
We
You do.
dream big and
Yeah,
see
you
big
do.
things big things happening, and that's like this last year. The first year it didn't affect me as much, but this last year with this fundraiser for St. Paul Children's, you know, that was Marcus's primary care hospital. So
Yeah.
I was all in, like, and we'll be all in every single year, but I wanted to really, really, really do it, you know, and,
Right.
and we did do it. We raised $20,000
I saw that, man.
for
That's so-
Children's Hospital
so
in St.
cool.
Paul, and but when that was finally done, I was like dead.
Yeah, not much left.
No, and
Right.
I didn't have much left for when Marcus's birthday was finally here, and that really hurt
Yeah, you know, you get in your own way a little bit,
me. Mm-hmm.
and then you feel guilty,
Yep.
and then you beat yourself up, and
Yep.
it's like, because you're doing it for the right reasons,
Yeah.
you know. But you're like you're saying, like there's only so much of us.
Yeah.
You gotta take some time. You gotta have
Right.
that balance. You
Yeah.
gotta-
I don't know if that takes like simplifying or whatever it might take, but just remember that, man. Like, make sure to take some time for you know, you and your wife, and to be with family, because
it's important.
that's very, very, very important to do nothing for some time, or do something that's like in memory of your little girl.
Sure.
Between you guys,
Right.
You know, we're bringing in thousands of
Yep.
people. But you've got to remember that that's your baby girl.
Yeah.
Not theirs at the end of the day. And it's
Yeah.
okay to be selfish once in a while. So
Thanks again, brother, man.
yeah, you got it. That was awesome. Hell yeah! Thank you so much,
Right on.
Luke. Thank you.
Thanks. So much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life. Let's go.